look to free it up for him later on. Perhaps not till like 5-6 minutes in, but once Alk doesn't jungle until he hits level 6, level 7 anyway. So for the time being, this setup works just fine for them, and it really is DC playing the greed game as far as not even contesting the offlane. They're not looking to keep NP supports busy. This is basically them saying, we're gonna just out farm you. Your supports can do whatever, your carry can free farm away, we're going to beat him.
Well, as long as your top lane can survive it, MSS has to Burrow Strike away, Resolution has another Lucent Beam available, combining it with the Shadow Word. Okay, that Lucent Beam, the damage, they have enough! From range, DC will find the first blood. Misery's in the neighborhood with a fissure, and very wisely, SVG will back out.
I didn't even need Misery for that one. That's not the first blood that MP were hoping to give up in that off lane. Considering the Earthshaker wasn't even there, it is a bit of a misstep coming from NP. We'll see if they look to continue their pressure in that lane.
ET Illusion is currently chasing him. He was just farming. That Illusion does practically nothing to that axe.
2 damage.
That's huge, massive, drastic change in his.
I mean, he heals faster than he takes damage to that Illusion, but it will be able to block the camps, so that's at least one nice small way to slow down the farm.
But this is around that time that Axe is happy to go to the bot lane. Like, you got your boots, you got your Talon, you got almost 5 levels onto the Axe. So he's very, very happy. Weehaw copying a lot of damage. Misery ready there to throw out the fissure. He's more of a babysit. Weehaw still salving up, and Envy, he's pretty deep. He's got 10 reactive armor charges up, and now the TP is coming, but it's Axe coming over. Envy, too deep, can't pull out, and now maybe with the spin, Envy down low, Whirling Death gave him a little bit of space. Bottle charge up quickly. They actually had the movement speed thanks to the early point from Battle Hunger, but Moon, he needs something. Envy up the hill, 1 second till call. Fissure is out, and Envy is still down, finally down. That armor is effective. SVG also forced out of the top lane. Thanks to the Fatal Bonds, he's actually tied into the catapult. They can attack the catapult and bring him down. They realized it. But the damage was still enough with Lucent Beam. The Observe Ward on the hill gave them very clear vision.
That is the dream start for DC. Dominating their safe lane in the 3v2 setup, and now getting the kill onto Envy's Timbersaw mid lane. Normally a hero in the mid lane who just doesn't go down unless you really commit 3 or 4 heroes. They do bring 3 heroes there, but it doesn't really feel like they do, considering Alchemist just sat there farming. He didn't even chase. He threw an acid spray and then just backed off.
Bottom lane.
His contribution was very minimal.
Moon has managed to cut the lane, so he gets in, looking for the call, doesn't have it, but a fissure block from Misery. He waited for the perfect time. Axe, where's the spin for the ding? Misery! Alright. Totem him down. Give that bonus 100%. That's one way to ensure you get through the Warcry armor.
Is this going to be the same thing as last game, winning all 3 lanes? DC can't really claim they're winning the mid lane, considering that Alchemist only has 12 CS currently. And ET makes a nice move to swoop on in. Prevents one of the stacks from happening, as I think he's well aware that Wee is at that point where he doesn't want anything to do with this mid lane. He just expects himself to be able to farm faster in the jungle, and we'll try and contest this.
This is a pain lane. Saxa actually commits the Sentry Ward under the tier 1 tower, looking for MSS. Managed to get the Shadow Word off directly up, but MSS Burrow strikes into the trees. Not much mana left, but mid lane's probably going to be where we look for the kill. Envy again on the wrong side of the river. Misery starts with his stun, follows up. The Storm Bolt's coming in, but with the rotation from Resolution, they have more than enough magical damage. The problem is they look very tired while they're asleep in the tier 1, in the mid tier 1 tower.
They had the Eclipse there, but too many creeps in the neighborhood, and Fissure not quite on the side for Axe to get in range for the call, and really nice positioning from ET to be there to help him out. Zanking top getting very low again, and that high ground cliff ward's causing him a lot of problems.
Resolution wants this rune. He doesn't have a bottle, Envy does, and it's going to steal the bounty. And on bottom lane, it's just the regen for Sven. Okay. Ships in the night. Looks like Envy is up here contesting Weehaw as well inside the jungle. Doesn't want to let this Alchemist have any level of free farm. Doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, and Envy's obviously going to be a lot more scared about the rotations of the DC players. Misery still missing on the map.
Coming in, not expecting to be able to kill off Weeha, but hoping to obviously limit the Alchemist farm, even taking these small ones.
Misery's coming. Envy is really overstaying his welcome. With Timberchain, he'll have a lot of confidence, knowing there's no concoction.
Got Luna coming in. The Eclipse is the tool that they need most if they want to get this kill, and Radiant's Overwatch spots the Luna.
It doesn't see Misery, however, and Envy, well, right now he's kind of gone bush and trying to hide.
He wants to block the camp before he TP's out.
Courier is going to fly right over the top of Eternal Envy. No Courier kills in this game just yet. And then a quick smoke. This was out of range of vision of MP.
I mean, that's the Envy efficiency. He doesn't want to TP 2 seconds before the neutral respawn. He wants to TP as the neutral respawn gets blocked. So just making that extra little bit of an efficient play to limit
resolution. The timing might be perfect. A quick Lucent Beam. He doesn't have to commit much more. The Lucent Beam will connect. SK in the trees. He's got no way to cut through. MSS. Fog of War is his friend. And maybe now Rose steals Lucent Beam, picks up the Luna, throws it back, gets a stun over on the Earthshaker, but then Eclipse is just committed. You can see Rose making a break for the Trolls, hoping for a denial, but with that one hero down, now DC with a catapult can push into the tier 1 tower. Unless SVG can do something to slow this down. Spirit Stomp is not a bad way.
He's got to land it though, and nice little side steps will tempt.
Misery has Fisher still.
in.
Even if SVG thinks he's got this, he doesn't got anything.
Yeah, TP was cancelled upon him by Moon. Moon is actually going in aggressive. He's got a dunk.
Well, with the spin, if he can get in range, Rose TP's just in time. Telekinesis grab will pull him away. Now there's a call available for Rose. He might be able to actually hold the axe here.
Oh, Moon is just playing like a boss in this bottom lane. He knows there's nothing that can stop him. He sees AUI again.
Make a run for him, but AUI feels like bait. EE is on the way. Careful not to cut away the trees. The rest of MP actually need to have that Fog of War to work. So Timberchain forward. Rose with a pickup. Now the call. Pulling back at range of the tier 1 tower. But Dark Fruit Wave stop taking the damage. Maybe he'll start hitting Moon, but Zuxa arrives. He's got Fatal Bonds plus Rock. They do not want to fight into this one. Wastol, it's just going to be Shadow Word. Good regeneration to Envy if he wants to keep running forward, but Moon and Zuxa are leaving.
Oh my god, Moon just like 1v3ing at the bottom lane. Timber rocks up, can't even turn that kill around. That was some ballsy play from the DC offlaner.
Eternal Envy should be dead. Fatal Bonds connects, the Fission, not the greatest target in the world. Moon will have to run it down in order to get this call off. Able to do so, doesn't want to stand inside the Shark Room, but when they drop the rock instantly into the Culling Blade, it might look like overkill, but it's still going to let them pressure this tier 1 tower very quickly.
Yeah, it was necessary to burst the Timber. Without the rock damage, he wasn't in the dunk range, and the kill may have been lost. So they guaranteed a kill and set themselves up to push the tower.
Trouble? No, wait, hang on. That's only level 5. SK, where is his levels? Where is his net worth? He's at 1500.
Oh my God, he's number 10.
Well, that's not good. Bottom 3 net worths right now are between like 1680 and 1560, and they all belong to NP.
Well, the smoke here from NP at top.
That's a good Lucent Beam steal, but he can't get in range for resolution.
They can't get the telekinesis off with the windlace, the movement speed, able to outstrip what NP were doing. That wasn't a very, like, they just smoked and ran straight at him down the lane. They didn't try and flank him, come in from behind. It was a pretty lackluster attempt at the kill onto the Luna there. And Resolution easily avoids it, so it feels like MP just getting a bit desperate here as DC up 7-0, up a huge amount of farm. Alk has 6.6k net worth. Sven is not farming well at all. Sven hasn't even got his Helm of the Dominator yet.
And Axe has picked up a Blink Dagger. The danger zones on this map are everywhere in Eternal Envy. Bond him up, Blink, Call, Fisher will hold him there for a little bit longer. He's not in dunk range. Reactive Armor's going to help him. If only he could Timber Chain. Wasn't possible. And Moon is able to get the swish.
With a Blink this early on. DC have all the tools to control the temp of this game, and this is where it doesn't matter how the Alchemist lane went. He's one.
They see AUI. AUI's just farming underneath the Dire Observer Ward. Axe can't get close enough to get the blink off. He ran down the wrong way. This allows SVG to come over, gets the stomp on the Earthshaker. Remember, Axe might be willing to fight this. Okay, maybe not so. That's a God strength Sven that just did not need to be fought.
You give that one up. You're getting free farm on your Alchemist in the jungle, on the Luna at top. No need to spill more blood on your side just to save your, well, kind of 5 position Earthshaker. He's not really getting a hollow farm now. Misery, of course, the 4 position player, but finally we'll see MP with a bit of an ancient stack. They are going to farm it with Envy, going to tank this one for Aoi.
And with AUI getting this, at least he can get closer to that armlet. To the BKB. Already has the helm of the Dominator.
Fairly low here, and without the God Strength, it is a bit slower than they'd hoped. But
question mark, where is MP's items?
he's zero. I mean, he's just dying a lot. He's not got any items, Toby.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to it.
That's a very accurate answer.
He's had a rough time. There's been a lot of pressure. He's overextended in the mid lane, definitely showing that he's not as comfortable on Timbersaw as these other more NBS mid heroes. It's a great pick for this game, a very good counter pick for the Alchemist, but overstepping his limits in the mid lane. He was creep skipping the mid lane, sitting behind the tier 1 tower. And he got punished for it. The Earthshaker and Axe rotations have been on point, and DC
Speaking of which,
have limited what he
here
can
they
do.
go again. Moon looks towards Eternal Envy, blinks forward, gets the call. Timber Chain won't work with the fidget control. Timbersaw low, but not low enough for the dunk. So Envy's able to chain himself up and into the hillsides.
Yeah, couldn't get the Lucent Beam off. Rezo was a little bit further behind, but it does still look like DC maybe poised to take this tier 1 mid, but NP already pressuring up top in a decent spot themselves.
Oh, wow, okay, there's a nice little kill back. So there's the second kill for MP. Both have been on the Earthshaker, but times are about to get tough. A 13-minute Radiance is coming on the Courier to Weeha. At the time DC pushed, they still have their big ultimate up. Suxa has that Rock Valve. Moon able to get the blink call onto SVG. Now the Rock will drop. Not much of a Fatal Bond connection, but it's still enough to ensure the ET will fall.
Might not be able to get this tower now. There's a lot of ultimates just for one.
Oh, Moon almost got the call off. It won't happen. Concoction flies out from Weeha, and now Envy turns to fight. So low, the Radiance is burning him out. Alchemist will find the kill with that Burrow Strike 4 from MSS. He's locked in thanks to the Fissure, the Rose Dole. The call will bring him in with the dunk. Everyone from DC gets a buff, and they look for more. The Observer Ward scouted out AUI, moving down to the bottom lane, and DC know they can freely push to even the tier 2 tower now.
This does not look like an Alchemist who got pressured in lane and jungle. He had jungle camps constantly being blocked. He had his jungles being stolen by Envy coming in to take like all kinds of different neutral creeps, but still the 13-minute Radiance, and not just looking to keep farming with it. Weeha joins his team, fights around this strong early game Radiance time, and whenever he's got the Chemical Rage up between Armlet and Chemical Rage, he's pretty unkillable in that front lines. MB doesn't have the damage up yet, only 2 points in Whirling Death, 2 points in Timber Chain, the single point in Chakram. He doesn't have levels as a Timbersaw to pose a big enough threat.
It seems odd. Now he's going to try and battle against Moon, who gets the call off, and Envy follows him. Unwillingly.
Yeah, not by his own choice, by any means. Moon was just looking to farm there. He kind of blinked in and didn't realize Envy was on top of him till half a second later.
I don't think he's going to care that much now. He's completed a Vanguard. This is an insanely tanky Axe, which NP can't kill, even because Envy is the one who's meant to be able to deal with him.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for... That's the thing. Even if Sven catches up in farm, there's going to be potential Crimson Guard on the Axe. There's Alchemist you can build into the Shiver's Guard, into the Assault Cuirass, all kinds of armor items there. He can get blocked off in fights by fissures.
They want to use Misery as bait. Now Axe blink, call again! Caught him with the Echo, the Fissure, the Dunk! Everything is just sweet and fluid for DC.
Yeah, they're making all these good moves where they don't have to bring in 3 or 4 heroes. It feels like when NP go for a kill, it's like 3-4 heroes just to kill an Earthshaker. For DC, it's like 2-man gank. They have a Blink Axe. All he needs is a +1. When you can gank with a Blink Initiator and just have one hero partner up with him, that's when things are going very sweet. Alchemist has not had to come to a fight the entire game.
There goes your SK. MSS tries to hide. Sandstorm won't keep him hidden long enough. So Warlock finds the kill with the Fissure, the ET splitter. The death, 100% Misery.
Yeah, it's not so fun, but he's playing just very aggressive with his positioning, which is not to fault or anything. It's how DC are in such a good spot because of some of his movements. Killing the Timbersaw on numerous occasions. It's been really good aggressive play from Misery, but every now and then you get punished. An Earthshaker, very slow hero with no escape, so... Now the tower, we have involved in this one once again. He's now got the boots of travel. And they can even go for a Roshan if they want fairly soon.
As long as they can hold on to the rest of their lanes, Misery will take care of the top. Luna finishes up an entire Hurricane Pike. Not even a Dragon Lance, a Hurricane Pike 16 minutes in.
We've got more bounty runes coming the way of Alchemist. And yeah, this is really do or die time for NP. They need to think aggressive plays they can make. And I mentioned the 3-item timing on Sven. The Blink Dagger is, I imagine, coming next.
Oh, Envy just wanted a farm. Resolution's going to be here. Lucid Beam won't hit. Concoction flies out. Misery's able to get the stun. Kind of on the wrong side of the fissure, however. So Eternal Envy just makes a break for the top lane. And he'll TP back away to safety in just a sec.
It's...
Or will he?
It's Envy. You never quite know what he's going to do. Always plays that, goes for that extra creep wave or that extra bit of efficiency.
He's cutting all the way back past the tier 2 tower. Right now, Greenpeace is not his friend.
Is he going to take this creep wave as the Arcane Rune? Doesn't look like it.
Well, the creep wave just passed.
He knows his team is coming towards his top lane. Yeah,
he thinks someone from DC is going to fight this, but everyone from DC has already left. They don't want a bar of him.
Yeah, they seem to be well aware that this Sven is in fact bait. And they see the Sven top, expect heroes behind him. They say they're all top, we take Rosh. Tier 2 top tower for Roshan. A fine trade in DC's mind.
Yeah, because this is also going to set DC up. Once they have the Aegis of the Immortal, you're looking to go high ground. You've got your combination up. The Alchemist is at a position now where he's going to be very comfortable fighting and not just having to like just push this game out. And we'll see if MP's up to the task to defend.
That's kind of what separates like the good Alchemist players from the Alchemist players that just go through the motions, picking up the classic items, the Radiance, well, the armlet into Radiance, Boots of Travel, Mantis, Star Octarine. It's the ones that know when they can fight. The fact that he fights when he had just Radiance and Armlet because he knew he was ahead. And now he can actually push high ground before he hits some of those item timings. A lot of Alchemist players are just like, oh, I do nothing until I'm 6-slot. No, this hero is very powerful if you are in fact ahead. So fighting around the Alchemist is definitely a way that DC can look to play this one out. And they do not want to give NP too much breathing room just to make plays happen.
But you can see NP are also very timid, so even if the play is good to go out, that tier 2 tower still didn't even fall. Digital Chaos took care of it. Yep. The Axe was sitting behind the tower, but MP potentially could have forced the push with that many heroes they had and got some kind of trade, but they don't even get that.
It really shows the team with no vision. They're playing scared. They don't know
lane,
for sure.
Weeha actually BT's in with the concoction already prepared, stunning into Eternal Envy. Almost a whoa, boy! Okay. That is a Mack truck, and he is planted on the grill.
Dex. That's a worrying sign. Alk solo killing your mid. Envy now 1 and 6 on the mid Timbersaw. Really signs of the current state of affairs here for Team NP. It's a very desperate position to be in. They need to make use of this Blink Dagger they've now picked up on the Sven. Had to wait for his God Strength and use that to farm the Ancients, and once he's got it back up, it really feels like you've got to go for a smoke and go for a big initiation. It's so risky because of the counter initiation from a Warlock, from an Earthshaker, from an Axe. There's 3 huge counter initiation, but you've still got to do something. You can't sit back and give DC the game, letting them farm and take everything on the map.
I would say the Blink Dagger on the SK might help them too, so MSS has that, but he's being shut down so heavily. It's still a level 1 epicenter.
He just got the Tomb of Knowledge, so he gets that XP up. He's now level 2 at least.
All right.
He's gonna look to probably hide in the trees, but if you're DC, you may just push very safely. Only have Rezo on the front lines.
Oh, wow. Okay. Earthshaker has his own Blink Dagger.
Yep.
So you can have that Echo Slam. Weeha's already left. Goes to bottom lane, triggers off the Mana Style. Eternal Envy was trying to push this lane out, but Weeha reads the maneuver, and Weeha will see how much damage he's got. Chemical Rage is on cooldown for the moment, but Concoction will hit, and Timbersaw, there's no way! He can't survive it! EE caught outside the base.
Yeah, tough. He knows there's a lot of heroes top. He wants to get that bit of extra farm before defending, and Weeha just happens to be in the right place. Perhaps could have backed when he saw the illusion, since that's a telltale sign that, hey, Alk is nearby, he just used Manta, but you've got to really push your hero to the limit when you're behind as much as NPR right now, and we are able to punish that.
And all he want to do was just farm up more. Picks up more bounty runes on the way around. He's got 3.7k gold on the Alchemist, and it looks like it's not Doreen build. BT's to the top lane, so he's got so many more stats ready to push this top. SVG going to miss on the stomp, in fact, it's going to get fissured. It's a little bit further back, but DC are okay with this. They're here for the tower. Once they have the tower, Resolution's glaives are going to tear NP in two.
Oh, that tower's dropping fast.
At least Rose has the Chemical Rage. So he's got a little bit more sustain, but yep, there goes your towers. Visions are out, Moon waiting for the blink. He actually has it on cooldown for the moment. Eternal Envy is actually being forced back out again. The Resolution's just open on the range tracks.
And Battle Hunger on Aoi means he can't blink into an initiate. That's a big problem for them right now. They get a lot of good permanent damage on the range racks. The melee racks will be healing up, but I imagine DC are not going anywhere. They want to come back in here.
Yep. Range racks is gone. Waves continue to bounce around too. Where's your jump? There's the epicenter. MSS goes in. Misery's low, but he still gets a stun off. The Stomp, it might be enough, but no, it's not. Suxer gets his ulti to drop down with the rock. It is all the momentum going the way of DC. The Earthshaker might have fallen, but Resolution stands his ground. The BT's back. AUI looking for some kind of kill, but even then when he TP'd forward, he instantly blinks into defense. And it's Envy caught on the wrong side of the tracks. It's already a double kill for Weeha. Moon will dunk it down, but it's Resolution with a triple kill, and GG! DC will not only 2-0 MP out of the Boston Major, they will obliterate them.
That was a stop, Toby. From it was Game 1, 25-minute Naga victory. Game 2, 25-minute Alchemist victory. You're talking